Tuesday. So I'm just going to give people a few minutes to come into the room. So y'all, I'm not going to be on here long today because I know it's New Year's. I just want to peek in and talk about some things. Hey, Black introvert. So okay, I see people coming in the room now. Oh man. But happy Tuesday. Happy New Year's Eve. So hopefully everybody is doing good. I'm gonna give people a few minutes to come into the room. Hey Samuel. Yeah, I am not going out tonight, and I'm actually not gonna be on here long because me and my sister are supposed to be watching movies and eating pizza. Little does she know I'm gonna fall asleep on her. And so yeah, that's definitely gonna happen. But no, I am not going out tonight. I'm actually tired. Yeah. And it just be a lot going on days like this. So I'm just chilling. But hey Daryl, thank you. Happy New Year. But yeah, y'all. So are y'all going out for New Year's? Are you going out, Black introvert? Black introvert said, good sibling bonding time to enjoy it. I don't know about y'all, but I done had enough of the holidays. Like, family was fun. It was cool while it lasted, but you got to go now, okay? I'm just saying. So yeah, but that's cool. We're gonna do this last bit of bonding. Before she hit the road. But I just want to talk a little bit about New Year's. I want to do some follow-up commentary on my video from yesterday. If y'all hadn't seen it, hey Trenchwork. I want to do a little follow-up commentary on that, and then we'll go from there. But I will say 2019 was a very interesting year. In terms of where it weighs, I would say I definitely reached some of my personal goals and stuff like that. And then I had some setbacks in other ways too. So it was definitely a growing experience. But I'm looking for bigger and better things to come in 2020. So I got my Patreon going. I'm doing a little bit more contract work from home now. So I'm one step closer to fully just working full-time from home. That's been one of my goals forever. What else? Y'all know I'm going to be expanding my platform going into 2020. So I'm just going to be doing a lot more videos and content and all kind of stuff. What else? There's some other stuff that I'm forgetting. Of course, I have my health goals going into 2020 as well. So, yeah, it's gonna be a lot of good stuff going on. Thank you, Black Introvert. That's so nice of you to say. Ooh, that's so nice of you to say. Sometimes I feel like, hey, Paul. Sometimes I feel like life is this like little hamster wheel and you're trying to all figure it out. But the crazy thing I will say, y'all, if y'all take this into the new year, please believe me. Hey, hot retarded chick. Manifestation like really works. It actually works. Like sometimes it's just some stuff just seems to take so long. You'd be like, what the heck? Or you think, man, is this ever gonna happen? But it's like eventually stuff just starts falling into place, particularly when you kind of just think on it and dwell on it and work towards it and stuff like that. So yeah, I can see, and I have seen stuff unfolding like in my life that I used to think about like 5-10 years ago, from places I've worked to people I've worked with. Like it's been people that like I would kind of know from around, and I'm like, yeah, one day I'm gonna work with them, or one day I'm gonna do this, and then it just come full circle, and before I know it, like it happens. So it's crazy. And yeah, y'all, I'm gonna be doing an interview with Trench Works soon. He is a podcaster, very big on 2A stuff. So hey, Basil. So we are going to be doing a podcast next Friday, 7 p.m. my time, I think. But I'll have more information for y'all next week or whatever. And then also I'm actually going to be in Richmond, Virginia this weekend. I'm going to be there for the big gun show that they're having. And hopefully I'll be able to like get some interviews and talk to people. If you've been watching my recent videos, y'all will see like what the heck is going on in Virginia. They're trying to put in place these unconstitutional laws. They're trying to make criminals out of law-abiding citizens. They are trying to expand their prison population. They've literally added to the budget, saying, bam, some of these people we know are not going to comply, so let's go ahead and put it in the budget to basically make them criminals. That's exactly what it is. Hey, Pilu. So it's just crazy. So yeah, like I said, I'll be there this weekend, and hopefully I'll come back with some content for you guys. Look, Black Introvert, have you ever heard of a mass shooter showing up at a gun show? That's all I'm gonna say. If you have any concerns, have you ever heard of a mass shooter showing up to a gun show? And that should ease all the concerns you may have. Like real talk. Not gonna happen, because they know, as we know, majority, like super high majority, I don't know the percentage of shootings happen in no gun zones. And I know for a fact that what's that dude that went into, I don't even know his name, but the dude that went into the church in Texas, he obviously, I know for a fact, did not do his research. He didn't do his research, because most people are not going to take that chance if they know they're not coming out alive quickly. You know what I'm saying? Like, you dead in 6 seconds, you could have saved that mission. Like, it doesn't make sense. So if people know people are more likely to be armed, like, we ain't with the BS, you are more likely to be safe. That's just what it is. I saw this video floating around on Twitter the other day, and a dude walked into the bank and he pulled out the gun and pointed at the lady, and the guy standing beside him, like y'all dumb, like you're not even aware, you don't do your homework, like y'all just not even smart criminals, you know what I mean? So he had no situational awareness. Dude standing right by, like looking at him like this, takes out his gun and blasts the dude like right in the brain. Like he falls, brain splatters everywhere. Like, do you think the dude would have, I mean, what, he was going to get a couple $100? He would have never risked his life like that over a couple $100 if he knew or thought to be like, dang, the dude right beside me is going to be armed and blow my brains out. Hey, Black Mask. And so, I mean, that's just what it is. That's just how that works. So I'll be doing that. And like I said, hopefully I'll come back with some content to report to you guys. And going into 2020, I want to do a lot more of that. And that's why, if y'all can support me on Patreon, become a patron. I really highly appreciate that. Also, while I'm talking about Patreon, I want to give a shout out to my VIP Patreons, Michael, Ray, and Valdez. They are my VIP Patreons. So I definitely want to give them a shout out for always supporting me. Okay, so trench work coming through with the statistics, baby. Okay, so between 85 to 90% are in gun-free zones, y'all. I knew it was like super high, but I didn't want to misquote it or anything. But yeah. So Daryl said, what really ticked me off was a young lady from Baltimore that had her own business, got gunned down in her own store. She was just 21. So this is another thing. Going into 2020, I am also going to be trying to get more Black women involved in becoming armed and being trained. That's so important that I say that. I don't know if y'all have noticed, but on the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks on Twitter, I have been seeing a lot of kids playing with guns on Twitter. I've seen like several videos over these last couple weeks. Every single video I have seen has been Black kids. We have to have these discussions. We have to educate, okay? If your child is educated, that at the very least gives them the opportunity to handle that situation correctly, because if they don't know, they are just doing silly things, okay? I had a friend whose brother, his son reached in the closet or something a couple of years ago, shot himself. The child is no longer here. So not only do we have to be safe, but we have to raise these kids. We have to have these discussions, y'all. And this is what my YouTube video was about yesterday. If y'all have not seen it, check that out. I was talking about what Black people can learn from the shooting at the Freeway Church in Texas. But until we can have these conversations as casually as every other group, yes, race matters, especially when Black people are way more likely to be impacted by gun violence, and we're way more likely to be the least educated when it comes to gun rights, gun ownership, and gun safety. That's just bottom line statistics. It's just purely facts, and anybody that has a problem with that just doesn't like facts. That's just what it is. And I saw a young lady as well on Twitter the other day, and she was basically saying like she was going to be ready to protect herself from human trafficking, and she had a firearm. And I'm like, okay, that's cool, but her trigger discipline was just horrible. Like your finger is all on the freaking trigger. Like, so we have to do better. You cannot just own a gun. It's a huge, huge, huge responsibility. It comes with it and a hell of a lot of training. Did y'all see the level of training and precision that security guard had at that church? Like, that's some serious training. And I think that's something, albeit that he was a security guard, and I think he also owned a gun range or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. So albeit he had a lot of training, obviously, but I think we could all just learn something from that situation. So yeah, education, education, education. Super important, because for a long time, like, I didn't have people telling me these things or putting me onto these things. And you'll be surprised how you open up people's minds just by having discussions. Literally, if you was here, I think this was last week, I told y'all about the girl who I met at like this volunteer event, this recycling event, and she was just talking about how, her ex, when her son is with her ex, she know he has firearms and she doesn't like her son, being around the firearms and blah, blah, blah. She don't think he's safe and this and the other. I said, well, wouldn't you feel better as a parent if you actually prepared him? Like, doesn't that just make more sense? Because at least now, if you're not with him, at the very least, you've given him all the tools you absolutely can to help him. That just makes sense. And she was like, that was just simple. It was a simple conversation. It was just like, just talk, just regular girl talk, it wasn't me trying to school her or I wasn't reading the Constitution to her, nothing like that. I'm applying it to her real life. And she was just like, oh, like, that makes so much sense. You know what I mean? And so, yeah. Michael Ray said, personally, I think kids need to receive firearm safety classes and learn to respect firearms and how to handle a weapon. Abso-freaking-lutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. And if you are from the South, if you are from the country, white kids be handling firearms super young. And a lot of them be out here hunting. Like, that's a thing. And you do have some black kids that's in hunting too. I actually met a little boy. He had to be probably like 14. And I met him probably like a couple weeks ago. And he was telling me he's in some type of competition that he does. I can't remember what all he told me, but some type of shooting competition, and he does hunting and all this stuff. But he was telling me about how the mentor that he has got him and a couple of other his friends into it, and now he does it. It's like a regular thing, a regular sport. And I'm thinking, that's so dope. Like, and those are the stories that people need to hear and other kids need to hear, so people don't think these things are just odd or unheard of, or whatever the case may be. So, and yeah, I know a couple of young kids. It's usually boys that like their dads or uncles, granddads, whoever will get them into like hunting and stuff like that. Hey, John Ray. But yeah. So I also want to address something in my video from like sparked from my video the other day. And Layla says shooting is fun, even archery. I've never done archery. But yes, I wanted to address something from the other day. And this might upset some people. I mean, whatever. It is what it is. One thing about me, I never come on here and lie to y'all. I don't come on here ever with any bad intentions. And I just keep it real. I mean, that's just what it is. But I wanted to kind of talk a little bit more about some of the responses I got from my tweet the other day. So if you did not check out my video from the other day, Trenchwork, we can definitely do that. That sounds good. I'm always down for the gun range. But if you did not check out my video from the other day, like I said, I did that video talking about what Black people could learn from the church shooting. And I talked a little bit about that. We talked about like some history, some statistics, blah, 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 you know, all that. And so if you haven't checked that out, make sure you do. And so the original tweet that I tweeted out was just basically like, you know, gunman walks into white church, killed in 6 seconds. I want to advocate for all Black churches to be this vigilant going into 2020 or something like that. Hey, regretful. And so granted, I got a lot of support from the tweet. You know, people was rocking with it. People were feeling it. We can obviously see the glaring contrast of what happened here compared to the church where the 9 Black church members died. I don't even want to say that guy's name because he's not worthy of me uttering his name, but y'all know who I'm talking about. And that's just human nature, right? Like we compare stuff to understand it and analyze it and things like that, and that's fine. And so granted, like I said, I did get a lot of support. However, I just found it interesting that I got a lot of people saying, like, I had people calling me stupid. I don't know what I'm talking about. Apparently, I'm a racist for wanting to advocate for the community I live in. I mean, hey, hell, it's almost 2020 in a couple of hours. You can be anything you want to be at this point, you know. But so yeah, all kind of feedback that I got. And it got me to thinking, hey Ernest. It got me to thinking. And some people are gonna be mad about this. And this is just what it is. But this is just a personal observation for me, okay? I've noticed that a lot of white people only want to talk about race and racism when they're pointing the finger at the other group of white people. That's just an observation of mine. You literally have conservatives. You know, I always put these words in quotations because they, in all honesty, I just don't even know how much they mean. But you have conservatives who will literally say out of their freaking mouth, right? They will literally say out of their freaking mouth, Democrats are the real racists. They're the ones that started the KKK. They're still the KKK. And I would say, heck yeah, gun control is racist. You only care about race. That's all you see. You think everything is racist. And then white liberals will get mad, right? And want to pick up their cape if they find out that a white company overlooked hiring a black person, a qualified black person for another white person. They'll get mad. They'll throw on their cape. They'll be Superman. You know what I mean? And then if I say, heck yeah, black people need jobs. That's why we really need to crack down on this illegal immigration. What about all people of color? Wait, what? What about immigrants? They need jobs too. They have hard lives too. So, like, at this point, I'm thinking, do you actually care about the concept of what you're talking about? Or are you beholden to your talking points? Are you beholden to your agenda? And I can always tell when people are coming with their talking points. And I'm like, are you really looking at this as a actual concept? Like, do you care about black people having jobs as a concept? Or do you care about what CNN has told you to care about? Do you care about black people beating the statistics and protecting their communities? Or do you care about what Fox News has told you to care about? Let me just make a point. I saw this tweet the other day, right? So peep this. When I did that tweet, like I said, so many people in my comments, oh, you're racist. You're dumb. What about all people? It's about all people, blah, 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 blah. So I tweeted and I said, it's funny how when I talk about crime in Chicago, when I talk about abortion rates for black people, when I talk about fatherless homes, anything like that, I never have the what about all people brigade coming at me. It never, ever happens, ever. But the moment I talk about empowering and advancing my community, which people, they will make you believe they actually care about that, right? But when people see it in practice, when people like me are doing it in a practical way, people can't fathom that. A lot of people, not all, obviously. A lot of people can't fathom that. They can't put two and two together. They can't make sense of it. Now you're bothered by that. So what did you really care about in the first place? So let me show you. So right after I tweeted that, I said, it's funny how y'all never want to be all inclusive when it comes to these other things and these other statistics and say, oh, we all need to fight against this. I literally ended up coming across a tweet about black abortion from I guess he's very popular conservative. I'm not really unfamiliar with him. I'm gonna show y'all the tweet in the video. Let me show you this first. Boy, I tell you. So I'm not familiar with this guy. I don't know who this is. But this is Rogan O'Hanley. So he said, I was driving through St. Peters, Florida, and I saw a man holding pro-life signs. I pulled him over to meet him. Spurl Williams is a 20-year Navy vet that now works to end abortion crisis that's terminated 18 million unborn Black babies, right? The left doesn't control him. All right, let's look at Spurl Williams here.
So let me know, are you a Trump guy? Yes, I'm a Trump guy. I thank God every day for President Trump. I think he's one of the greatest presidents we ever had in our entire life. Nobody could stand under that adversity that he stood under for 3 years, and God just bless him. Every day I pray for him. Thank you. Thank you. I love it. I love it.
And so y'all heard that, right? He likes parading the guy around as, oh, he's a Trump supporter. He's against all the Black babies being aborted. Thank God we can save the Black babies. You know what I mean? So I scroll through the comments. Before I scroll through the comments, if y'all had to guess, how many of the people in the comments, now he specifically right here, 18 million unborn Black babies. He ain't say nothing about all babies. Abortion affects all babies. This, that, and the other. How many comments, when I scroll through, do y'all think said, oh, no, Rogan O'Hanley, you're racist? Because abortion does not just affect Black babies. How many people do you think said this affects all of us? How many people do you think said this is an issue that all Americans should tackle? Because we still talking statistics, right? Because in my tweet, when I said I want to get Black people all across the country, Black people in churches, to advocate for being this vigilant with their gun rights, because statistically, I mean, we are the most affected by gun violence. So how many people you think got mad at him because they didn't feel included? Zero. Zero. Zilch. Zip. Nada. None. Nobody stopped him and said, hold up, wait a minute. Because every day, white babies are being killed too. So what's the difference? Thank you. Thank you for your service. God bless you. This man is a blessing. I agree. I saw a comment that said, yes, we need to save the Black babies. So my question is, across the political aisle, no matter where people stand, do people actually care? Or do people either, one, care for their talking points, or two, just want to point the finger when they can point the finger and say, oh no, this other group are the real racist? Because when I agree, Michael Ray. We need to save all the babies. We do. But it's funny how people don't see how completely hypocritical they are. Nobody's ever going to come to this guy and be like, we need to save all the babies. But when you see me doing the same type of advocating for Black life, just in a different sector, and I do both, actually. But this particular time, I was talking about gun advocacy. People don't like that. It's problematic. And I want y'all to know, regardless, I'm telling you, regardless of what people tell you, you have to look at people's actions. Regardless of a lot of people trying to act like they're so smart and I'm beyond the media, I'm beyond the propaganda. They don't even know what the things they are asking for actually looks like. A lot of time, because the way that you present stuff, people can't even tell that in fact you're advocating for the same things. And believe it or not, this is why a lot of issues in America will not be fixed. And I'm just going to be the first ones to tell y'all. It will not, because even the people that swear, oh, I'm so smart, it's just fake news, I don't watch fake news, I don't fall for fake news, you turn around and fall for the same tactics. How do you attack me for wanting Black people to be safe? What does that sound like? What does that sound like? A lot of people across the aisle are actually more alike than they would like to believe. The same people that are the like for example, this guy. I mean, nothing he said is a lie. The guy that I just showed y'all with the tweet, nothing he said is a lie. I wouldn't attack him for that message. I mean, it's true, and then heck, freedom of speech, whatever. But a lot of the people who it's about all of us, we, all inclusive, this and that, white people, right? If I'm trying to promote a message to the community that I'm actually from, live in, have seen results of certain policies and things like this. Hey, Tassetti. People that feel the need to interject and basically have, it's kind of like a level of disregard for those conversations. The people that interject with the, oh, it's about all of us. It's about all of us. We this and we that, and all Americans, and I don't see color, this and the other. They are just as bad as the Black people who feel like they need to be represented in every freaking holiday movie. I mean, not holiday movie, Hollywood movie. They're the same. They're just on different ends of the aisle. Some people cannot fathom things not being about them or including them. And I think both are ridiculous. They cannot, for the life of them, they can't fathom that. And so they feel the need to impose and interject into things, which I think is odd, extremely odd, forcing yourself onto people in conversations. It's very weird. And something in me tells me, this is just a hunch, but something in me tells me that a lot of the I don't see color or it's about all people would turn around and call the black person that's being mad because they're not being represented in some freaking movie a snowflake. That's just my hunch. I mean, hey, I don't have some type of statistic to prove that, but just a hunch. So there actually are a small group of people who know and believe that Black people are just regular people with regular lives, working regular jobs, trying to get through their regular day, who, based on statistics, need some messages more than others. That's just the facts only. So when these other people are going to push their agendas and their talking points on statistics about Black abortion and Black violence, don't try to disregard or undermine me when I use the same freaking statistics for Black advancement and empowerment. We're both looking at the same statistics, but the only difference, and this is across the board, like I said, because you have a lot of, not all, white people doing this. Oh, they're the real racists. Oh, they're the real racists. You have one group that will use statistics to demonize and criminalize, and then you have this other group that will use statistics to victimize, and everybody else loves statistics until I come in and use them to empower and advance. Now it's a problem. Now I'm the racist. Now when I'm talking about empowerment, everybody wants to be included. You wasn't trying to get included in the criminalization and the victimization, but now you want to be inclusive. Make it make sense, because we're all doing work based on statistics here. So what's the real problem? So what I'm here to say is that a lot of people need to check their freaking biases, because some people are so blinded they don't even realize their own hypocrisies. They're so blinded to their talking points, their side of the aisle, all this left and right and this and that. Y'all don't hear me use those terms. Y'all don't hear me use those terms because a lot of times it's a fallacy. It's literally only freedom and tyranny, right and wrong, truth and lies, facts or fiction. That's what we're up against. That's what I'm working for. I can't speak for other people. I don't give a crap if it's left or right. The truth is the same and it stands every day. And when I come here to present y'all truth. And I don't come here giving statistics to demonize people, to criminalize people, to victimize people. I come with statistics for empowerment, but you got a lot of other people doing the opposite. And for some reason in their mind, they think what they're doing is the way it needs to be done, even though we've seen it fail and fail and fail. And so until people stop doing this and check their own freaking biases and learn to talk to people like regular people, have conversations, and make these things applicable to people's everyday lives, this will continue to happen. You cannot sit there and act like you're so smart, you're so above the media fray, and then you still turn around and do the same exact things. You're just on a different side of the spectrum. So hopefully y'all here with me. Okay, we can do this together. We're going to go on a journey going into 2020, and we're not going to use statistics to down people, to make people feel stupid, dumb, unworthy, less than. You can use those same statistics to empower people. I don't come on here talking about Chicago bad, Black people bad. I come on here saying, you know what? There is crime in urban cities, but you know what? That gives me the opportunity to arm myself, protect myself. Now that I know this, I can educate others. Because talking about how bad something is, what is that going to do? It doesn't solve anything. You can beat people over the head with the statistics, write it on a board and beat them over the head with it. What does that do? It has done nothing. And people are using the same freaking tactics over and over again, and everybody is losing, honestly. Everybody's losing. And so what people can't see or understand about that, I don't know. I honestly feel like I would be a great marketing strategist for these political parties, because like at some point y'all don't even see, y'all don't make sense, and you're not relating to everyday people. Y'all are screaming across people's heads and nothing is getting done. And the fact of the matter, if people would just treat people like regular freaking people, we would see that we have a lot more in common than not. I have a lot of different people from all over the freaking world that follow me, of every race, gender, sexuality, all of that. People inbox me thanking me. I don't come on here. I will sit there and tell y'all, literally, I will sit there and tell y'all, bam, what they're doing with the LGBT thing, becoming radical in the media, in the textbooks, blah, 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 what they're doing. It's not right. I will come on here and say that, but I don't bash people, because people are still freaking people. And how are you going to reach people if all you do is bash them? How? How, Sway? And so it's a message. It's not like some type of freaking boxing ring. Like Black Introvert said, it's about humanity. I'm a very compassionate person, and a lot of people do not have emotional awareness. You have to have that. I'm not sensitive, but I have a lot of emotional awareness. I can understand and feel people and sympathize with them, whether I agree with them or not. And so that's why a lot of people resonate with me, because of my values. It takes an emotionally aware person to see Rhonda Mary on Twitter saying, dang, I want to advocate for this, for Black churches. And any person from any demographic can think, dang, based on the statistics, based on what I see in the real world, that's the main people she probably needs to be sending the message to, not getting offended. Oh my God. What about the Hispanics? What about the whites? What about the Asians? What about the message should resonate regardless, because the values are the same. The values are the same. The morals are the same. My values don't change. I don't care who I'm talking to, who's listening. My values are the same. Like how y'all see me, like, of course, my friends might see me, a little more turned up or a little more turned down or whatever the case may be, whatever event. But like, this is real. I don't come on here and present a character to y'all. I do not lie to y'all. I am not a grifter. That is probably why it is taking longer for my channel to grow. And I'm totally, totally, totally fine with that. Anybody that's been rocking with me for a while, I told y'all from the very beginning, I will never bow out to anybody thinking, oh, she's only going to be able to say this or that. No, I'm going to always speak from my heart 100%. And I don't freaking miss a beat because everything I say, I feel it's real. And I apply these things to my actual life. Like everything I tell y'all I do. Like going into 2020, I'm literally trying to get all my girlfriends and all the women in my family armed. Like I had my mom, this is no lie, come to me a couple of weeks ago, and she was like, I want you to get something. She was like, I want you to get something together for like all the women in the family to do. And I was like, okay, cool. And I was like, do you have any ideas? And she started naming some ideas. And then she was like, what I think would actually be a cool idea. And I said, what? She was like, what you think about like a day at the range, like for all your aunts and the cousins and stuff like this? Girl, I'm about to cry. What you say, mama? Like, I'm really on here even now talking about it. Y'all don't know. I don't give a crap if I'm reaching my freaking family. My mama was super duper anti-gun. Super freaking duper. Was so hesitant. Rhonda, I don't know, Rhonda. Like, against it. And to hear my mama say that, yeah, I almost broke down because that means I'm reaching people. Like, this is not an act that I come on and put on here. When I talk about mentorship and like helping children, working with children, helping children find mentors, being on the right path, I do that in real life. When I tell y'all I'm at this random volunteer event and I'm talking to this girl about gun rights, this is just a random freaking conversation. I do this in real life. And like to hear my mom say that, man, it made my heart so happy. I didn't tell y'all, but I think this was like last year. I was in like this hit and run thing, and this old man was literally, I had to be going like 60, 70 on the interstate. And no, this is probably like a couple years ago. And the guy, I guess I wasn't going fast enough for him. And this dude started ramming me on the freaking interstate. And y'all don't talk about me, but I kind of checked out for a second. And I follow him. People don't like when I tell this story. My parents was highly upset, which is completely understandable. But my adrenaline was rushing. I was not thinking straight. But I followed him. It was this older guy. And I'm like, this dude think he just about to hit me and take off. Like, he crazy. He don't know who I am, and I ain't ready for nothing. And so I follow this man. I'm like, he gonna see he gonna see that I'm after him. He need to pull over. So I'm not thinking straight, and like nothing was thinking straight about this whole situation. But anyway, he finally pulled over, and I'm thinking like, little old me thinking like, maybe he came to his senses. We just gonna switch this insurance information and be on our way. Man, that man walked up to my window and could have done anything to me. Anything. You know what I mean? And it was just, the whole situation was crazy. He got back in his car. Like, so he came up to my car, let the window down. And I'm thinking he like came to his senses. No. So he's cussing me out, talking all crazy to me. I was like, sir, go back to your car. Like, I'm calling the police. I call the police. This man get in his car and take off again. I follow him again. Lord have mercy. Y'all pray for your girl. This was a while ago though. I've come down a little bit since this, okay? But I followed the man again. And I'm on the phone with 911. Man, somebody just hit and run my car, and now he's taking off, and we on the highway, and we going about 80 miles per hour now. And that lady was like, ma'am, I'm gonna need you to go ahead and turn around. She was like, I'm gonna need you to go ahead and turn around. I was like, and then it's like I just clicked out of my days when she said that, because I was like, well, I'm really following this man. But anyway, so I had to turn around where the original little accident, hit and run happened. And I know y'all, don't judge me. Look, Michael, right? I know it's dangerous. I know. But so I had to turn around and go meet the police officer. And it was a lady police officer. She was like, oh my God, when I was telling her the story, oh my God, that was scary. She was like, girl, you don't have a weapon on you? And I was like, no. And she was like, man. She was like, because I would have said when he was ramming into me, I feared for my life, blah, 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 blah. She was like, but where you would have messed up at, you followed him. And she was like, you can't do that because technically the threat was over and this and the other. And I was like, dang, she right. And she was the first person to ever put in my ear about having a firearm. Ever. And so after that, went and got my firearm, started doing training, this, that, and the other. And so there would have been a highly, highly tragic situation had I had a firearm and been dumb like I was in that moment. I was hot-headed. I did not handle this situation correctly at all. And if I had a firearm and had not been trained on when it's appropriate to use it, you know, how to use it, whatever the case may be, that would have just been a very, very, very bad situation all the way around. So here I am, years later. Yes, I did end up getting his license plate. And that insurance company had to pay. I was not letting it go. But you know, here I am years later, and because of that situation and just in general, being able to be prepared and keep myself safe. And now here I am trying to influence other women to know their rights, know the responsibilities that come with having a firearm is very freaking important. And not only that, obviously inspiring people. I mean, even if it is my freaking mom, but honestly, like that's probably like the most, like the best compliment, just because I know she's like super duper anti-gun. You know what I'm saying? So they just like made me feel good in my heart or whatever. But yeah. So thank you, Ghost Saints. Thank you so much. But yeah, y'all, don't use that story to judge me. I would just share a little with y'all tonight, okay? I've learned from that situation. But the good thing is that, you know, we evolve as people. We learn how to handle things better. And now I can tell people about that story. So if you're in a situation where you're in danger, in a similar situation or whatever the case may be, you can be prepared and know what to do and don't do what I did. But yeah. So, but yeah, I just wanted to come on here and talk about that. Hopefully, I know that, you know, most of the people in this room are like super freaking supportive of me. And I know that even though some of y'all don't even look like me, not the same religion or gender or sexuality or maybe not even nationality, because I have people from all over that support me. But I know us here in this room right now are all on the same freaking team. And so it's going to be big going into 2020. I talk about holding all these politicians accountable, whether it's somebody you support or don't support or agree with or don't agree with or whatever the case may be. Every single one of them have to be held accountable, and we have to be objective, because this team against team, you know, some of y'all are on teams, I'm not. But this team against team, the flaw in that is that that's how you get a lot of BS slipped under the door while people turn a blind eye while their team is winning. And I don't like that. I don't like that, and I don't support that or whatever. So, but all right, y'all. My sister, don't you gonna be on there for real now? And that's how you wanna look on there. Yeah, my sister is pregnant. We're having a girl, so we're super excited. She's gonna be due in May. And she is ready to watch movies. We're chilling tonight. We're not going out. We're not going out for New Year's. We're gonna sit here and watch Netflix and eat pizza. And like I said, she don't know. About 30 minutes in, I'm gonna be like, now what happened? What happened during the movie? But anyway, so all right, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. I really hope y'all have a happy new year coming to 2020, safe and prepared to reach your goals in 2020. I always kind of take time when I remember to talk about thankfulness and gratefulness. That's super freaking important, because a lot of people did not. They saying hey to you, Erica. That's fine. Keep talking. She trying to use my money to order pizza. Boy, I tell you, I'd be treating me. But anyway, and so I always take this time to just say, because a lot of people didn't make it, and a lot of people, even at my age, are dying of very untimely deaths. And so we are all blessed, y'all. We finna walk in 2020 in a couple of hours. Woo-hoo! All right, so, but I'm gonna hop off here. Thank y'all so freaking much for your support, y'all kind words, y'all helping me build my channel in 2019. I'm so excited to go into 2020. I appreciate y'all. Y'all are so awesome. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you so much to my Patreons. Thank you so freaking much to my VIP patrons, Michael Ray and Valdis. I appreciate y'all so much. And all right, y'all, I'll see y'all in the new year. Bye.